Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to another lesson and another session with yours truly, the counselor. So, just want to welcome you all back with Mr. James Horton, your domestic violence counselor. We are going to be, dealing with a topic called Does your identity reflect your enemy? Does your identity reflect your enemy? Your enemy, right? It says, described as one identity or evaluating one's self-identity is finding the willingness or acquiring the boldness and self-willingness to look in the mirror and beyond the mirror when it comes to being real with yourself and being honest with yourself when it comes to facing your own reality. There was once an old African proverb that stated, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Ask yourself questions. All right? Ask yourself questions. Number one says, does your identity reflect your enemy in some, most, or all of the intimate relationships you've been known to get in? Does your identity reflect your enemy in some, most, or all of the intimate relationships you've been known to get in? Right? I mean, what I'm describing for you all is many relationships, right, take on real serious issues. Many relationships take on, oh, she don't want me to win. Oh, he don't want me to win. They take on competition, right? Competing instead of completing. They take on numerous amounts of issues, right? And we tend to blame our partner for being that enemy, right? We tend to blame our partner for being the enemy, right? And it really, in many instances, are reflecting who we are and how we handle things and how we've learned to adapt to certain behaviors maybe that we've seen, we've grown up in, generational issues that's passed down from one generation to the next, and here we go getting our turn to display many of those things we grew up with. Number two says, do you know, feel, think, or believe when it comes to you standing up for your identity that you become your own enemy when you caught your 52 weeks of domestic violence crisis, when you came here with me, when you decided that you did have an issue and you needed to sit down and talk with yours truly, the counselor, right? Yes, it's true. All right, number three. When it comes to being unforgiving, forgiving others, and not willing to forgive others and let things go, are you the enemy that's blocking your identity when it comes to having a stress-free life, right? When it comes to having a stress-free life, I mean, holding on to unnecessary things are not healthy. I've been guilty of it myself, but holding on to is not healthy because it hurts you. It hurts me. It hurts the inner part of who we really are, or who we are. And it's not healthy. So, I can't come with the answers on how to let certain things go because in certain areas I am still working on some things. I'm still working on some things, and I pray that you can work on some things too. We're going to have to grab some powers in some of these situations because some things seem to be too big for us. So, we need some help, and we all need it. All right? Number four, when it comes to the subject of learned and unlearned behavior, when it comes to your parents, siblings, friends, and associates, are you now able to find the enemy who helped to create your identity? Are you known to, find that enemy who helped to create your identity? Many times what I mean by that is there are places we've grown up in, people we've grown up around, friends we partnered up with, And many times that choice of area, that choice of friendship, that choice of relationships begins to build on us. They'll hurt times that we've gotten with people. They've done things to us. Unknowingly, they have done things to us. We have followed in the path of others where it wasn't healthy. You know, we've saw grandma and them acting a fool, saw pawpaw and them acting a fool. We saw mom and daddy and them, or we saw stepdaddy and them, you know, whoever that guy was. But there have been things that was modeled in front of us, you know, to create an identity, right? We didn't just jump out of mama and just start acting roles. There were roles played in front of us, right? Okay? Number 5. Does anyone believe the absence, abuse, or neglect of your mother or your father has anything to do with you creating your identity that now has you living and sleeping with the enemy? Does anyone believe the absence, abuse, or neglect of your mother or your father has anything to do with you creating your identity that now has you living and sleeping with the enemy? Right? I mean, those abandonment issues are heavy. You know, they're heavy, and you know, you get with people and you start accusing them of trying to leave you. You trying to accuse them of trying to escape. You create so much stuff that they are trying to escape. You know, eventually, you know, and they're saying no, 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 and you're saying yes, yes, yes. So we gotta kind of delve into what's wrong with us. Go get some help. Even watch a little bit more of these videos. And you know, just kind of delve on in there, and because you want to feel better, you want to be better, you want to act better, right? And you want to let go of what you've been holding on to. You know, it's hard to move forward when you don't let go of what you're holding on to. All right. Number 6. Does your identity reflect your enemy when it comes to stopping you or blocking you when it comes to fulfilling any major goal and becoming the person you believe you were meant to be in life? Does your identity reflect your enemy when it comes to stopping you or blocking you when it comes to fulfilling any major goal and becoming the person you believe you are meant to be in life? This enemy, man, he doesn't want you to win. I mean, we all have an enemy within. We all have some sort of enemy within. And he is inside of your spirit, inside of your mind, and even trying to block your heart from going after what you really want to go after, right? And we have to be careful with that. When he starts speaking to you, when he or she starts speaking to you, they speak to you in your own language. They speak to you in your own voice. And they just are like, you can't do that. Why would you want to go to that job interview? What makes you think you can get that job? What makes you think you were meant to be successful, be rich, be prosperous? What makes you think that? This is what he's saying to you. And so he's so good and so crafty, the enemy, that you tend to go with what he says. You tend to shut down and sit down and not get up. You know, so think about that kind of stuff. Think about it, man, because you can't let him win. You got to overpower that thought. You have to tell that voice of yours to shut up. Shut up, man, and picture what you want to go after and go after. You know, what are you going to lose? I mean, really, what are you going to lose? You know, if you're always feeling a loss, then you stand a chance to be on the win. So remember that, all right? Number 7. In most relationships you've been in, are you known to believe or say or accuse your partner of being the enemy when in fact you have never taken the time to see that the enemy has always been your identity? In most relationships you've been in, are you known to believe, say, or accuse your partner of being the enemy when in fact you have never taken the time to see that your enemy has always been your identity? Right? Change your identity. Change it. Change up, man. you know, put on a new suit. You know, they often say the suit don't make the man makes the suit. So whatever you have to do to change the man or the woman in you, right? Change clothes even, you know, because if that don't fit, you must wear something else, you know, you'll feel better. Number 8, we're gonna close this out. Now that you've come to your own reality of life, that your identity is you being your own enemy, it's now time to start saying to yourself, I'm not the enemy. I'm now a friend to me. I'm not the enemy, I'm now friends to me. Be friends with yourself, because a friend is kind to you. A friend has a definition that's just goes beyond all measures. You know, so be a friend to you. Be a friend to your relationship. But be a friend to yourself first so you can be a friend to someone else. Okay, that's going to be it for yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Sawyer. Thank you for attending my group.